Hello guys, today I'm gonna show you guys how to draw anime clothes on a girl. So let's get started. Here you can see I've drawn the head and then I just left the body sketched because we're gonna apply clothes on the body. So let's just start with the neck. So the clothes that I'm gonna give her in this tutorial is gonna be three different clothes, different garments. The first one is just gonna be a coat, a kind of like a coat. I don't know what it's called, but it's just something on the outside, and that is going to. By the way, this one is covering the hair, and this one is gonna be very hard fabric. I just want to give you guys different fabric. One is gonna be very soft and one is gonna be very hard, so you guys can see the difference between hard and soft fabric. And the what is called the top she got on her upper body is gonna be a very soft one, also a very tight one. And then I'm gonna give her jeans, which is gonna be quite loose, not very tight. Okay, so this coat or jacket, I don't know what it's called, this short jacket is gonna be very quite tight too. Yeah, I'm gonna make it a little bit tight. So so the most difficult thing about drawing clothes is the creases, I believe, because it's something that's really unnatural actually when you try to draw it. So for for tight materials, you just want to have it really close to the body and then suddenly have those small bumps. That will give it the illusion. Actually not an illusion, it's just, this is just some signs of it being really tight. Just those small bumps. It's gonna be good. A little bit unnatural now, but because I'm trying too hard to show you guys the bumps, but whatever. I'm actually gonna make something stick out of the jacket, and this one is not gonna have any creases at all. One crease, yeah. Okay, so back to here, there is of course one or two creases from below the armpit, and then some creases going like this. Yeah, that's pretty good. And this part is just gonna be like this. It's really hard to explain. Just try to make it have a 3D look on the neck. And then I'm gonna give her a pocket here, and the pocket is a really good way to give it more depth. So here I just want to give it just make it follow the creases and then follow the perspective. Yeah, another crease here, and then there's gonna be a line here. I think it's quite good actually. Another crease here. Okay, not a crease, a bump and a crease. Yeah, two bumps and one crease. Okay, looks a little bit strange now, but if you've drawn everything down, it's gonna look quite okay. I'm not really that good at drawing clothes myself. I'm still trying to get the idea of being natural. But drawing clothes is indeed one of the hardest thing to draw in anime. Okay. Actually gonna have one crease going here. And then again, the same as this place, I'm gonna give her a cloth that is gonna be partially covering her palm. Okay, pretty good. So now let's go to this place. And by the way, I think her hand is a little bit too long. I'm actually gonna shorten her hand a little bit. You know, this should never happen actually, because before you draw the clothes you should have had the sketch completely in proportion, but in this case I fail a little bit. This is a little bit, I can just shorten it a little bit and it's gonna be okay. Actually gonna shorten it a little bit more. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so now let's go get to the clothes she has inside, which is gonna be really tight and really soft. Not really tight, but quite tight and then very soft. So again, you want to have those small bumps, and then the clothes is going to be very close to the body, like this. And then, so one thing, one general rule is that the creases tend to go downwards like this in front of the body. It's just something that is very common, very usual to happen. Just have some creases going down here, and then also every time you draw a crease you have to think of, is the crease folding from the top to bottom or the bottom to top. This is something because the bump that you draw beside the crease is, you know, gonna have to follow the rule. So you want to make sure that it's correct. And just gonna give her some creases here, one here too. No, not there, or maybe, I don't know, not there. Okay, so these two are a little bit making these two make it look like a little bit not as tight, but that's okay, you know, because it's too blank there. I just want to add some creases there. Okay, so that's probably enough creases. Okay, let's go to the jeans, which is, by the way, very common to have some creases from the crouch. Is it called the crouch? I don't know. From the pelvis, and then it's gonna be a little bit tight up here on the leg because it's quite fat there, and then going down to the knee start to have some creases. And by the way, as I've said, this one is gonna be quite loose, so I'm actually going to make it so you see the body is here, and then the cloth is going above it. Yeah. So another thing you should think about when drawing the clothes is the thickness of the cloth. So here the jeans and this one, the jacket, the jacket is pretty medium, but this one has a really thick material, so you just want to draw things accordingly. Okay, that's pretty good. So some down here I think is the creases that is the hardest to draw, because it has such weird twisting and, you know, just It's just basically very unnatural when the clothes get hair. But you just have to keep practicing, and then you get the idea. And also, you can check out, I guess everybody has some jeans at home, so at least those who are able to watch my video, that means they got internet and my PC, probably have a jeans at home, and then they can, you guys can just look at yourself in the mirror and you can see how the creases work here, because it's actually really complicated sometimes. So when you get the idea, just and also when the material is really thick and loose, they have those not really bumps but just uneven lines on the side, because it's not a tight. And when it's, of course, this is only true when it's not so. If it's a really short one, then maybe it has only straight lines, but here it's get bent here, so that means this one is quite long, and then it's gonna be bent a little bit here too. You get the idea. I feel like I'm terrible at explaining things. Oops, this one is gonna be like this, and then okay, that's pretty good. I know this one here look a little bit unnatural, a little bit too many creases probably. Just gonna erase them and give them 1 or 2, 3 there. And then it's the pocket. I don't know if the pocket is visible here. Probably really slight pocket, because the pocket is mostly hidden behind this I don't know what it's called, a garment. And then I just make the lines down here too. So some jeans or some artists tend to draw this line for the jeans, some do not. I do it. Yeah. So finally, let's go to the shoes. By the way, I think the applying clothes process is so fun. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like I'm playing a dress-up game, and it's just so enjoying to be able to not care so much about the proportion and then just give her clothes. I don't know. I think the shoes is something that a lot of people always forget, but it's also get a very it did not get so much attention, so it's not really important, but still it's something that a lot of people forget when trying to learn to draw, and it's also pretty hard actually. Maybe it's because people don't draw it as much, but still. Okay, so that's basically it. The laces, I just draw some crosses over, and of course this one is too many crosses. This one too little. Okay, here. Okay, and one thing there. Of course, there are many different types of shoes. This one is just a really normal sneakers, or is it a sneaker? I don't know what it's called. Just some running shoes or whatever. Okay, let's go back up and let's look at this. And actually, I'm just gonna add some more creases here, and maybe one crease there. So yeah, and of course we're gonna make this one like that, and then give her something like this. Yeah, and then I'm just going to give it a zip, and on this place too. You know, when you're drawing the zip, you don't really need to be that much, you know, detailed. Just some, oh, I'm sorry, but just some, you know, rag lines, and you're done. Okay, so let us zoom out and look at our drawing. And if you see anything wrong, just go ahead and edit it, because we're actually pretty much done. So I'm just gonna finish off the fingers of this character and the thumb. Pretty good. And then this side, which I've sketched before. If you want to learn how to draw hands, by the way, then you can just, I have a video on how to draw hands, so you can go ahead and check it out. And by the way, I'm not ending this video because there is still something we need to do, and that is of course to shade. How can we forget to shade and shadow? You must say this jeans is not that loose, as I've said, but compared to, you know, today's standard, this one is actually quite normal or a little bit loose. And you know, as long as this shows you how to draw loose clothes, that's enough. Because here I've given it some, you know, some things that is only to be seen on loose clothes. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and shade this character. And by the way, I'm just going to be quick and give her eyes some shading. Beautiful. And yeah, let's just go ahead and shade below the cheek and then in the mouth, which is by the way very small, so it's a little bit hard to shade. Okay, and then I just want to shade the hair, the whole hair. It's just a personal preference, but I like dark hair more than light hair. Not trying to be offensive to, you know, people with light hair, but you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So yeah, and then I'm actually gonna give her a darker shade on the jacket. You know, as you can see, I'm not being very detailed now or careful. Go out of line sometimes, and yeah, but that's pretty okay actually. But this line seems a little bit too straight. Actually gonna give her some bumps here. Okay. And then the whole jean is gonna have some, and by the way, if you haven't noticed already, this girl looks a little bit like, I mean, this outfit look a little bit like the Attack on Titan outfit. But you know, I'm not actually trying to draw at the Attack on Titan outfit or something, the rip of it. By the way, I'm sorry, I'm just zooming out a little bit. It's just something that it's just a coincidence. Okay, and by the way, shadowing below the armpit and on the side of the jacket. And then shadowing, this one is really important, is shadowing beside the creases and behind the creases, whatever you call it, because that just gives a lot more depth. This one look a little bit wrong, not a little bit, really wrong. Actually gonna change this crease to, no, it's still very wrong. Okay, so the problem I just got now is that the creases becomes the what it's called, the 3D is not working, because when you draw the creases, you want to make sure that there is one side is covering the other side, like this. The bottom is covering the top here. But what just happened there is that this side is below, right? And then it just goes up there, which is really unnatural to happen. So I'm just gonna leave it like this. I feel like the shadows are a little bit too strong, too dark. Try to soften it a little bit. Yeah, but whatever. And then shadows here, shadows here, shadows on the pocket, and shadows on this side, by the way. And sometimes you don't even need creases to have some shadows. Like here, there's a bump here, then you can just give it a little shadow. And then shadows here. Okay, so the shadows on this part is the most complicated ones. It's really complicated. You have to be logical and then, think about the depth and the 3D and all the stuff. It's just a little bit too hard for me. So most of the time it will not, not most of the time, but if you feel like your is not that natural, your shadows here, it's still okay. Most people don't actually know how the shadows look like down here. So if you don't know how it looks like, then probably other people don't know too. So they won't be able to judge you and say that your shadows are wrong. By the way, I'm giving her a little the thingy above the laces. Yeah, this one. I'm sorry. And yeah, I can't believe I actually did everything in the 3H pencil, but it's possible. And then let's just give her some shadow below the leg, below the foot, beside the foot. And let us zoom out and look at her. And then of course we forgot the shadows behind the neck. Of course, you could now, erase everything and then redraw, the lines more clearer, and then, everything. But we're not gonna waste our time in that. And actually, we are done. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will be back with another video. And by the way, I'm actually gonna raise this one. It's a little bit out of the camera, but we're done. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys learned something new. And I will be back with another video. Probably gonna be drawing some clothes for a guy. And if you want to check out how to draw anime girl, the face of anime girl, then you can just click on the annotation that I'm gonna put in front of this video, and I will be uploading another video pretty soon. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next time. Goodbye.